Hello, good people. How are you doing? How are you wherever you are? I'm hoping that you're in good health. Now, those who follow me on Facebook, those who are my friends on Facebook, as Facebook says, may have noticed that the last few days or maybe the last 1 week, I've been posting about cancer. And basically, just, decrying the fact that we give a lot of lip service to this dreadful disease in this country, which is really a pity because in October everybody's everywhere talking about cancer on TV, on radio, on podcasts, everything. It's a major disaster in October, and then kind of we yeah, that's it. We kind of forget until next October. But in the meantime, I've not looked at the statistics of late. But the last time I did, we were losing was it 28,000 people in a year, which probably has gone up. So, we are looking at a serious number of deaths every day. And one of the saddest parts is, it attacks everybody, poor, rich. The only difference is that the rich are able to reach out for medication. They will go to India, they will go to the US, they will go to they leave the country and go and get treated elsewhere. The poor person here in this country will stay in their place and die without any help. Because medication is very expensive. Even if you don't go abroad, even in this country, to get treatment, you must go to a private hospital. Go to a private hospital, the charges are out of this world. We used to live on NHIF. NHIF has become a bit, I don't know how it is now. I know I'm paid up to sometime next year. Although I looked at, I opened in fact, I've just remembered, I need to check. Because when I open my account, yes, it shows I've paid up to next year, but it says I'm not covered. So I need to find out why. I should do that tomorrow. But, what I'm saying is the poor person in Kenya has really been left to suffer. That's why me and some friends of mine, I've joined a few friends of mine, we are trying to make a difference to the poor suffering from cancer. But this is a disease which is every day, not just in October. It is in January, it is in February, it's everywhere, it's every place, it's every time. So, as a nation, we need to have a conversation about ourselves, among ourselves, and make a decision because we know cancer mainly is caused by the food we eat, because of the chemicals we allow to be used, because of the way we grow our food. You've seen sukuma wiki being grown at the sewage, where and we have polluted all our rivers. So, as a country, we are culpable for this epidemic. You'll find that if you grow products for export, if you're a farmer and you're growing export products, there's something called Good Agricultural Practices (GAP), where certain chemicals that we use here are not allowed to be used on product that goes out of the country. Are we less of human beings? Should we not have the same standards everywhere? The authorities that lay this, okay, I know as people, we are to blame, of course, for taking shortcuts. But did you know that laws are made because it is expected people will take shortcuts? And punishment is so that it dissuades people from taking those shortcuts. That is why we have law and order, because people must be kept to the straight and narrow. If you let your children, for example, go anytime they want, everywhere they want, they'll become a mess. But you lay down the rules, and there are consequences for breaking them. In this country, people break the rules depending on who they know or who they are without any consequences. And that is what gives us a problem. Ever since I came down with cancer in 2013, of course, now I'm in remission. And by the way, I've been telling people that I'm in remission. I'm not cured. Cancer is never cured. Because in remission, you could do something and trigger it. So once you are declared to have cancer, you'll do your best, go through the crazy medication of chemo and radio, which really kills a lot of you. And then once you're declared in remission, not cured, once you are declared in remission, you must live in a style that will not, that has very little danger of triggering whatever triggered the cancer again. Because one of the other things I know is when it comes a second time, it's normally very virulent and Very, very few people ever survive the second round, for sure. So what causes cancer? What causes cancer are the conditions in your body, depending on what you eat. If you are too toxic, if you are too acidic, then you don't, you know, the cells will try to survive in that acidic environment, and they mutate and become something else. And that's what becomes cancer. The same thing is if you don't get enough oxygen in your body because either you've got too much fat, so some of the capillaries cannot reach where the organs are or where the cells are, then those cells which are not getting oxygen have to live in the carbon dioxide. And to survive, they mutate. And that is what becomes cancer. So that means a lifestyle that you have to lose weight, you have to eat right, you have to make sure that your body is well aerated in all areas. You have to make sure that it doesn't turn acidic because of the kind of foods that you'll be eating, and you live. The chances of either being declared with cancer or it coming back are minimized. Of course, nobody really knows where it starts, but those are the main factors that cause it. So it is important that you make sure that you live in a lifestyle that, and of course, not just cancer, even those conditions I've just mentioned will bring in other diseases. We'll have organ failure. You'll have, a lot of problems. You find that you're just a sickling, moving around from one doctor to another, and eventually the system collapses. But one of the things that I know about exercise, about living healthy, both eating and exercising. Yesterday, I had my annual checkup with my cardiologist, but they are very expensive affair, but after all the checking, he's put me back on 3 drugs. I used to be on 6 or 7 drugs before I changed my lifestyle, before I started intermittent fasting, before I started refusing to eat processed foods, before I started doing exercises, before, like the walks I used to show off my 20 kilometers to Karura Forest from home and walk down all the way to Kiambu Road, down Kiambu Road to Thika Road and the USCI, a very long walk. And it was very regular, 3 of them in a week. That is every second day. I stopped that about 5 months ago. So I've noticed a bit of creeping weight. I'm still with a good BMI, but there's a trouser I tried to put on and it won't fit, and it used to fit. Anyway, so my doctor found that certain things have started happening to my body which are not healthy. So he has put me back on some 3 drugs, which to me is a major disaster. But I'm going to start those exercises again. I promised him, although I normally see him every 1 year, I've promised to see him in 3 months when he will take all those medications from me, because I'll be back to my health because of the exercising. I've not changed the diet much, okay? Once in a while I eat amandazi, which is a very serious sin. But I try to keep on the straight and narrow. And when I intermittent fast, then of course the body clears a lot of that garbage. But you can't keep on giving your body garbage expecting it to clear. Eventually it packs up and says, "Sikiza bwana, you see this? What do you want? Yeah, we can." So that is one of the things that I promised myself, that I'll go and see him in 3 months, by which time I'll have done enough to make sure that my body is back to what it's supposed to be. It is operating at optimum. Avoid processed foods. Do some exercise. You don't have to be a champion. Just do some mild exercise. A regular walk. You don't have to be jogging. Just walk for 3-4 kilometers every day. And again, as I said, drink a lot of water. Eat food that is healthy. No processed foods. No minimize carbohydrates. Actually, a lot of the information is online, so you can take some time and read something, and you'll be fine. But I'm hoping all of us will be in good health. Yeah. So let us eat right. Let us live right, so that we can live, even if it's not too long, but at least a healthy life, where you don't have to be running to the doctor every day, where you don't have pains all over. Unajua ile ugonjwa inaitwa ya wazee inaitwa ya hapa na pale. You have an aching knee, you have I don't know what, those kind of things. Let us try to avoid them by living right. Wishing you all great health.